Do you have a gambling problem?
No, I enjoy it. It's a hobby. If I had a problem, I'd be starving. I'd be hawking this watch. My championship rings, I would sell my house. I would do this. My wife would left me, or she'd be starving. My kids would be starving. I do not have a problem. I enjoy gambling.
Should you like Red Robin? Round Robin.
Yum.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Round Robin with JMAC and CONDOR. Just like
Condor.
it's
And then that's the intro.
Okay. So I took a bunch of notes on Hard Knocks. I wrote down I made a list of like things that don't really matter, but that matter to me, like while I'm watching, just like stuff like, like body language stuff, like just stuff that I'm picking up on that absolutely means nothing, but I'm using it to make a further assessment of these people and these coaches and everybody.
Oh, I have a couple as well.
I have a feeling you might. So my first one was Eberflus. I did not like Eberflus. The early presentation, he's got the hair and the beard, and he made a comment about looking like a fullback. I'm like, a fullback? Dude, you look like a fucking old golfer or something. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then later, I kind of came full circle. I flip-flopped on him a couple times. Then later, they show clips of him playing at Toledo for Nick Saban with like a giant neck roll on, and he just like racks somebody over the middle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I'm back in on this guy.
I like that part for sure.
I think I'm back in on this guy. And then
just to have Saban as somebody to talk to, who's clearly he's like involved with.
I wrote a bunch of the Saban stuff down too, but I changed my mind back, and I was like, oh, actually, he's like in pretty good shape. He's not like a big fat slob, like like a guy like that played linebacker in college or whatever. And then when he's getting his haircut in the place, and they like basically are like, oh, he like just does whatever his wife says because he wants to like look hot for his wife. I'm like, all right, I'm in on this guy. This guy's cool.
Yeah.
So I flip flopped a couple times on Ebers on the Flus man.
Yeah, I think it's hard to know. What matters most is what the players think about him and if they like him.
Yeah.
So hopefully for them, he's actually a good coach and a good guy. I thought it was kind of absurd that that Caleb Williams doesn't know how to slide. Like I've never slid before.
Oh, is that what he said?
I misunderstood. He said, I didn't play baseball. I don't know how to slide.
Yeah. Oh, I
misunderstood
that.
Have you ever like been a kid and just like ran around and slid around in the mud? I don't know. So they had to bring out a slip and slide to teach him how to slide.
Yeah.
Did you see him with his shirt off?
Yeah.
Like at the very end.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like him. He seems good. And then he took his shirt off. He's just like fat.
Yeah.
He's looked so out of shape. I was like, that's what Caleb Williams looks like under his jersey.
Yeah, I was interested in what you thought about him in general, like as a player. It seems like from the footage that they had from this first episode, it seems like they're working a lot with him on mechanics. Like his mechanics don't look great. He kind of like jump throws. Like he doesn't. His arm.
Did you see the throw? Like the very first clip they showed. It was like he did this weird little jump throw, like off the wrong foot, like coming forward, and it just looked so weird.
It's like his arm talent's crazy. Like he has a cannon. So it's funny you said that his dad bod was a down. So things that don't matter, but due to us, dad bod is a down, thumbs down.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that, but I did like that he's not all clean cut and lined up,
my first thought was Mac Jones. Like, remember like when Mac Jones came out and he just like looked so out of shape in his first like couple pictures, and everyone's like, no, he's great. It's Mac Jones. And I was like, I saw that picture and I was like, oh my God, I've seen this before. I mean, of course Brady was the same way, but
yeah,
I just don't even get it for somebody who's that young and that athletic to have your body to look like that. You know what I mean? Like when you were in your early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his diet's, I mean, it kind of leads into what I was going to say. I kind of like that he wasn't all clean cut and lined up. Like
Yeah.
he was just kind of messy beard and no shaved neck. And so like I was like, oh, he's not like tripping about like looking a little raggedy. But maybe it's too far. Maybe his diet's bad and like you said, he's just like kind of a fat slob.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I called him a fat slob, but he's definitely, I was just surprised at how physically unimpressive he was.
Yeah. I also
I'd never seen him with his shirt off, I guess, because I just assumed he's probably in really good shape. And I mean, you're running around all day long as a quarterback. Maybe he hasn't been training too much since college football.
I don't think
I
he
don't
didn't
know.
seem like he was in great physical shape during the show because he was jogging around and like breathing heavy. Like I noticed that he was breathing heavy and they were just
Yeah.
like very lightly jogging.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah. So
thing,
I don't know.
the other thing I liked his confidence during his like rookie presentation, his like talent show thing, because he's terrible at singing. It was like horrendous, but he
Yeah.
was
He's a good
totally
speaker.
totally fine. Owned the room, uh, and all that. Was not a fan of the Birkin bag in the meeting with the coach.
Yeah.
I was not a huge fan of him carrying a $40,000 purse into his meeting with his coach.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was not for me. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's got good taste at least.
Guess so. It's pretty ridiculous, right? You got a
Yeah.
fat signing bonus. So
Yes.
can't really say anything.
Yeah. Just a cool 25 mil.
Yeah.
It's not
I
bad.
love Tyson Bagent, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I wrote
He's a
that down.
stud. Yeah.
He's got a great sense of humor. What there was a clip that went viral I was trying to remember that I think I sent you from like the last couple weeks. It was from
I don't know.
a
When the
press.
one I'm thinking of is when Caleb Williams said he got a $25 million signing bonus and he was like seizing on the chair.
Yeah. No, there was also a press conference. Um, he said something really funny in a press conference. I'll find the clip and put it in right here during when this plays.
Yeah, I didn't really think too much about it. I was too busy grinding my absolute face off in the off season. But whatever they were gonna do, that's completely up to them. I can't control that. But yeah, I was just excited to come back. Whoever was going to be in the QB room was going to be in the QB room. Nothing was going to change on my end though. But yeah, like you said, it feels good to know that they have that they have confidence in me and that that they like what I was able to do last year, and hopefully they're being able to see the strides that I've made in the off season and going into year 2.
What was the hardest grinding your face off thing that you did?
June 19th, shout out to my one of my best friends, Derek Gallagher, 1 mile burpee broad jump. Hour and 7 minutes. Let's go.
Is that for a mile?
Burpee broad jump. Burpee broad jump. 1 mile.
How many calories did you burn out?
I don't know. I ate a lot after that. It was nice.
What would you eat afterwards? Where'd you go after that?
I went to Betty's. Shout out to Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Went to Betty's restaurant. I think I just got 6 eggs and bacon with some toast. I might not be getting better necessarily at football when I'm doing a workout like that. However, just the mental edge that it gives me, finding out, what I can endure versus what the next man can endure, in a sense gives me a little mental edge when I show up to things like this and people start complaining about our schedule. I can kind of have somewhere in the back of my head that I've done things far worse than this. That I can handle really kind of anything that's thrown at me and be able to just keep the main thing, let it.
And then we talked about this a little bit, but how the Nick Saban stuff was amazing. His whole quote about how human nature is to just be average and it takes special people and incredible work ethic to win championships, and that their job as coaches is to like rally the guys that are just super freak athletes, but maybe don't have what it takes to like really grind out and win. And you got to make them that way. It was pretty sick. All of his stuff was pretty sick.
He is really sick. Obviously as a coach.
Yes.
I don't know if Eberflus has that to be able to instill that into a bunch of. The other thing is they're all men; they're not like college kids, right?
Eberflus makes me nervous, dude. He
Yeah,
makes me a
yeah, me
little
too.
nervous. Yeah.
That's kind of the first thing I think about is Antonio Pierce and what he's doing right now with the Raiders and how much he's changed it
Oh,
around.
it's made you think of the Raiders.
Yeah,
Shocker,
yeah.
dude.
It's just not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, totally. And I don't mean to take away from your point but it is funny. It says LV Raiders 100-1 not behind your head.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Eberflus, where Eberflus is lacking in like leadership skills, like what George Washington was to America, Eberflus, Antonio Pierce is to the Raiders.
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about Eberflus yet. I'm excited to see it. I just don't think what Saban said.
I'm saying Pierce is good. I'm saying we're in agreement that we think Pierce is better than Eberflus.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting that they compared him to Manning, specifically in the fact that Manning threw 400 interceptions in his rookie year. And how do they get him to not worry about that? I think Williams is going to be really good. Going back 2 years or a year and a half.
Yeah, we've been watching him for a really long time.
Yeah,
we both think he's really good.
Yeah, we agree that he's going to be a really good player. I do think that he's going to struggle this year. And this, again, I'm making all of these snap call judgments off of 1 hour of Hard Knocks, but I'll live with that take that I think he's gonna have a rocky first season. But
definitely,
I will say, yeah, maybe that's probably not very controversial. A rookie quarterback having a rocky first season.
That's not. I mean, who's had a good one?
But Stroud was amazing last year. Amazing.
That's true.
Yeah,
he's the best example.
Yeah, but that leads pretty well into this though. That Odunze is sick. I really liked him in college, and then I was like, dude, Odunze is sick, and they have Keenan Allen, and then it just showed DJ Moore catching a touchdown. I was like, oh my god, they have the best receiver. I think they have the best wide receiver core in the NFL.
They might if Odunze is really good.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
Yeah, and then Cole Kmet is a solid tight end. He's I think he's a stud. He's just underperformed the last couple of years with those quarterbacks with Fields.
Whoa, right. Yeah. Underperformed with a guy who just can't throw.
And then they have 3 running backs. They got Swift.
Those guys are good.
And they've had Herbert and Roshan Johnson. For me, watching that first episode, it's hard not to always get excited about whatever team's on Hard Knocks because they just make them look as good as possible. But I always just realize okay, every team that does Hard Knocks is a disappointment. And what it really comes down to, I think, for the Bears, they have so much talent. Do you remember watching a lot? We watched a lot of Bears games last year.
Oh, I remember.
I live with my sister-in-law who's a diehard Bears fan. So I watched almost every Bears game. And their offensive line was atrocious. And Fields was just getting mopped up. And that's always the most important part of an offense.
Developing a rookie quarterback.
They have a rookie quarterback. They have amazing wide receivers. They have great running backs. It all means nothing if they can't block up front, right? They can't run the ball, set up the pass. They can't pass protect. So I don't know. They have a ton of changes on defense, which might be good. I just don't. They're in theory are upgrades, but it takes a while to get all that up and running together and everybody playing well together. I don't know. I think they will be a really good team, but I think you're right about this year being a struggle.
Yeah, I think because of the Hard Knocks thing, because of Williams, and then because they're just kind of overhyped and overvalued coming into the season anyway, even without all that stuff, they're probably just an auto fade for me on under wins, not winning the division, kind of getting smacked by the Lions and the Packers. Even though I do like them, and I liked them a lot last year in betting situation. I liked them. I liked the value that they had last year.
Yeah, we kept betting them.
Yeah, which I definitely wasn't one of my most profitable picks throughout the year. I'm sure we didn't do terrible on them because I mean,
No,
they
we
beat
didn't. And we're back.
Welcome back to the round robin.
We should do like fake sponsors.
Yeah. We should just say that we're sponsored by
Hey,
Paul.
what's Emery's restaurant called? We should be sponsored by Emery's Turkish restaurant.
It's so funny you
in
thought of
Zimbabwe
Emery.
or wherever.
So funny you thought of Emery and I thought of Paul. I was thinking we should say we're sponsored by Paul's YouTube channel, his boxing YouTube channel. But yeah, it would be funny to be sponsored. And we are sponsored by in Budapest, Hungary. So if you happen to be stopping through Budapest, we've got the top fine dining establishment.
Grab yourself some pita and hummus on us.
Actually, yeah, I want to find out what
Promo code Sami Sezgin.
Oh, dude, actually, yeah, that's actually really funny. We should just in case someone ever walks in and is like, "Hey, dude, I listened to this podcast and they said I get free food if I go to Budapest."
That would be so funny if somebody walked in.
Everyone's like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
The podcast said all you can eat for free on Emery.
Yeah. All right, let me ask. I guess I'll just say one more time, just in case it was not coming through, that
Okay.
I think based on how overhyped they are, and then the kind of historical letdown of teams that do hard knocks, they're kind of an auto fade coming into the first few weeks of the season, and I think they'll probably go under what their line. Let's just check what it is.
Okay, the official line on stations is over under 9 wins. Over is plus 105. Under is minus 125.
Yeah, I like under 9.
I really like under.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that division's good. I think the Lions are really good. Like they have like a legit program.
Yeah. I'm kind of down on them compared to last year. It's just so hard to get them back. They had so much momentum, right? Going into the last season, where it's like the first year they're going to be good. Everybody's just like so ready for the season.
Well, wait a
It's
second.
really hard when you lose.
They lost an NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a disappointment. It's like takes kind of the wind out of the sails.
I would agree if it wasn't a team of mostly guys and coaches that took the Lions to the NFC Championship game for the first time in like 50 years.
But I think there's so much like camaraderie and momentum when you're trying to do that for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. It's been so long since you've made the playoffs. Let's do it. Like it's like there's so much to it, and you're putting in everything, and then just to come up short, I think it's really hard to get back up and get so as excited. I'm sure they're going to be good. They're going to be awesome, but there's just like a little added motivation to
last year. Yeah, last year it was probably a little bit easier, a little more freewheeling. This year will be a little more pressure. It'll be a little more expectation.
Every team they play is ready for a really good Lions team. They're not at all an underdog anymore.
They're definitely
like
projected.
The Lions were an underdog forever.
Right.
And now they're like, oh, everyone's they went into Kansas City week 1 and won. That like I don't think the Chiefs were really ready for how good they were.
I still can't believe they won that game. That was the Chiefs dropped
Tony dropping like Kadarius Toney dropped like 3 passes.
It was crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also So I don't know. I think the Lions are gonna be really good, of course. And they'll probably beat the Bears both times.
Yeah.
The Bears almost beat them last year though.
Yeah, I remember. They actually they just totally blew that game.
Yeah, they came back. That was a tough one to watch. I actually had the Bears.
We had Bears money line.
Yeah, that one really sucked. But we definitely had the right side of that one. Packers and Bears will both be really good. I don't think the Vikings are going to be that great. So I don't know. I haven't looked at the Bears schedule. 9, that seems like a lot of wins though. They have to win. They have to go 10-7 to cash that ticket.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pull up their schedule. Their last 6 games is pretty tough.
Yeah, they're going to at Lions, at Niners, versus Lions, at Packers.
They might win 9 games though. I mean, it's not that crazy. Their schedule is really soft. So they're playing they're you know why? So they're playing their out of conference games or their out of division games are against the NFC West. So they get the Cardinals, Niners, Seahawks,
Rams.
and Rams, and then their out of conference games are against the AFC South, which is basically the softest draw you can get. Even though we like Houston and Indy, it's still the softest conference in the AFC.
Dude, you get Houston, Indy, and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I like all those teams.
Yeah, but that's just because we like the whole AFC. That's not you wouldn't rather get the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos
And
Chargers. Yeah, maybe.
You probably beat the Chargers and the Broncos.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I think it's tough, man. Look, Seahawks we like, the Niners we like, the Rams we like.
Yeah.
And Arizona, we don't know. They'll probably go 1-3 against those teams.
I like the NFC West, yeah.
And who knows I won't be completely shocked if Jaden Daniels, by the time they play this game, is considered is having a better year than Caleb Williams.
Yeah. I haven't seen enough on him.
That'll be a really fun game, actually, no matter what. To see those two play against each other, I think.
Yeah, that's Halloween weekend. It's the Sunday before Halloween. My take right now would be I think Caleb will be better and I think he'll have a better rookie season, but I think people are gonna love watching Jaden Daniels run around. He's a freak, like a freak athlete.
Yeah. Commanders played some good games last year.
I guess there's not as much value as I thought on the under for 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's a tough schedule.
It looks like
there's no way the Panthers are going to be as bad as they were last year either. They're going to be a little bit better.
I'd be surprised, really shocked if they're not the worst team in the NFL. Like really, really shocked. I hate their owner. I hate their quarterback. They suck.
I think I would take the field against them being the worst record.
At what price? I'll just put it on the board. I'll give it to you right now. We have to just set the market. I'll take Panthers to be the worst, have to finish with the worst record in the NFL. At plus 200. And you can have the field. Yeah, I mean, it's because they're only competing against like a couple of teams.
There's the Titans.
I think the Patriots are going to be good. Like
there's the Broncos.
Their defense was sick last year, and before all those guys got hurt. The Patriots are returning a good defensive line, a good defensive scheme, decent linebackers, one of the best corners in football, the kid from Oregon, Christian Gonzalez, and if Drake May is like serviceable, they're gonna win 6 or 7 games.
I'll give you plus 200.
There's no way the Panthers are winning 5 games. Like, there's no way. They suck.
I'll take over. Oh, their total is 4.5, and I'm taking over on that.
Oh, that's one that you're gonna give that one out. You like it. You think they're over, or it's like that's one that you would actually like give out?
No, that's one that I would give out.
Whoa.
I just don't think there's any way that things go.
I can't wait to. They
played a lot of close games last year, and they beat the Texans last year.
If my eyes were rolling any harder, my head would explode. It was just so bad.
I like value on the worst teams. It's really hard to just be that bad again.
I think that normally I would agree with you, but I hate their owner.
All right, I'm looking at the Panthers right now. Oh yeah, Chuba Hubbard, baby. Adam Thielen. Deontay Johnson. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's rough.
They suck, dude. And here's the thing. I like Bryce as a person. My buddy here trains him and he says he's like the most humble, like amazing kid ever. And so I'm really rooting for him. I really like for Bryce Young to be very good at football, but I watched a lot of that stuff last year and I really saw very little to be excited about. And he's not only like a lot of times you'd be like, yeah, he'll figure it out. Like he'll get better, and he probably will. But I don't remember ever seeing a player look so physically small on a football. Like he looks
I
like he
agree with
doesn't
that.
belong on the field. He looks very, very small. Like he looks significantly smaller than Drew Brees. And
Yeah.
Drew Brees was like maybe the best thrower with anticipation ever. Like he was like
Yeah.
unbelievable at throwing the ball in the right spots. So maybe he just needs to learn that thing that Breeze did where he put his chin all the way
Yeah.
up so that he
He
could
stretched his neck. His
do
tortoise. Like the tortoise move before he threw the ball. Just to see over the line.
like Dana Carvey in that movie where he's playing
Yeah.
turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Um